I'm not alone. My colleague Charles Ideho is gracefully here. Yeah. Charles, good morning to you.
Good morning. It's another privilege to be here, to sit beside you this morning for us to do the business of nation building, and of course to also add our own,
little voices.
Little voices to exactly what's happening in the polity. Thank you one more time. Yes.
All right, Charles, but does today strike any chord in your mind?
Yeah, I think it's the Ides of March. That's the Ides of March.
And it was this day in the year AD 44 when Julius Caesar was warned by Spurina, beware the Ides of March.
Yes.
So on the fateful morning, as he was going upstairs into the Senate chambers, he ran into the woman and said,
a commoner, actually.
So, she was a seer.
A seer, but a part of the part of the plebeians, or how they call them. That
yeah,
I remember.
And he said, yes, Spurina, the Ides are here. The woman said, yes, they are here, but not gone.
I remember I was quoting. We did a drama.
Oh, yeah.
And I was also part of the cast of Julius Caesar in the school. My school has only children of Savugidara. But I can't recall what role I played because we crammed all those things in my head, and it took time. It took time for me to uncram it. Some of the lines stayed in my head.
You know, the line I cannot forget is this: the man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read.
Yes, who doesn't and I cannot.
All right, so dear listener, sorry we had to bother you with a bit of history there. Today is the Ides of March. The Ides are here, but not gone. Some would say. So the papers are here, and so we'll share the headline stories with you, just so you know. The first paper on call is the Daily Post. Charles, sacked Kano SSG, that's Secretary to the State Government, former commissioner meet Deputy Senate President. Okay.
Well, I think the Hawks
Abdullahi Baffa.
The Hawks are gathering, and political realignment is taking place right now. You wouldn't know who is with the APC, who with BDP, who is so. When you hear that politicians are meeting, particularly those who were, it says sacked, they will call them in the political circle disgruntled. So they want to meet some people who have influence. I mean, the Deputy Senate President is the man from Kano. I don't remember now. Kano State. What's his name again? I forgot his name.
The SSG.
No. The man he went to meet.
Okay.
Is Deputy Senate President. So a realignment I'm ongoing. So you really cannot know who is going somewhere right now.
So there'll be a lot of toing and froing.
Toing and froing, honestly speaking. And maybe when we move deeper into the other newspaper, we'll see some of these things playing out.
Okay, other stories in the Daily Post. Abia LGA chairman received funds directly from federal government.
Well, I'm happy
this
because
is according to the Lagos Labour Party rep, Agwocha.
I'm happy because as at before now, only Delta State out of the 36 states had the local government opening their accounts directly with the CBN as prescribed by law. Out of 36 states, only one state. So that's why ever since they've not been able to enforce the payment of local government allocation directly to states.
Yeah.
Because they said they cannot just take one state out of so many. So now that Abia has joined them, I hope that other states will take a cue from them. But most of them are afraid that the governors...
It's essentially for politicians to play by the rules.
Yes, but by the rules, essential. Yes, essential, but most of them do not. Because as soon as the court pronouncement came, that judgment that... insisted on local government financial autonomy, or your state local government chairman, they all meant to say they are not in a hurry, or they were not in a hurry. So it's only Delta State, as at before Abia actually had their accounts open with CBN to ready for that. But so I hope that more states will join.
Okay, more stories. SDP reaffirms Agunloye as National Secretary amid El Rufai's defection.
What's happening here is
clear.
What's happening here is that well, it's not moribund actually. It's a party that was in quote in limbo. Suddenly, a big fish just came, and they want to start, readjusting. So it's a matter of now say no. Even when you came in, we already had a structure on ground. So Aguloye has been, but when was the last time you heard Aguloye's name in the news? A long time ago. A long time. So now they have now say, okay, other people are coming.
Is for him to be in the news.
Yeah, because bigger fishes are bigger fishes. I mean, a series of fishes are coming into the party, so they just want to insist that they own the party, or they have been there before now.
SDP still in the news. SDP alleges plot by APC government to persecute El Rufai, restrict him from leaving Nigeria.
Well, it's not unexpected because once it's the eve of election, this is not the eve of the election. The days and months and years leading to election, for instance, some of these things these claims are counteracted by police. So some of them will be the party that is receiving the flag will always say, "Oh, this is what they want." So they want to warn you ahead of time. So when it happens, so didn't we tell you? And then what they do? They now carry the sentiments of the polity. That's what they do.
Okay, hear this one. 2027, satanic forces at work. Primate Ayodele reveals why PDP may lose presidential election.
Which PDP?
This same PDP.
Are you sure this story is not 2023? 2023? which PDP lose election?
I don't know.
I don't see. Sometimes I'm sorry if you are a devotee of his. I without any prejudice, I hardly pick up any headline that has to do with Primate Ayodele. Honestly, this man is too much. He's too much into politics than the clergy. Honestly.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right. From the Daily Post, we'll move to the Punch newspapers. The Punch is there, and so let's share the stories with you.
I think it's taking. Okay.
All right.
Open that, right.
Buhari's ex-ministers lead APC defection train to SDP.
Yes, I understand. No fewer than 10. Malami is there. They mention of even the former Senate President Ahmad Lawan. In fact, the CPC faction of the coalition that formed APC in 2014, I understand they want to all leave. The list is growing. Some of them are saying no. If people like Oyegun can be mentioned, and you have a lot of them, Aregbo Shola or from ACN, ACN or ACO that time. So a lot of them are moving, according to the report. No fewer than 10 ex-minister under Buhari are moving, and then you have the Malami of this world, they are leading the park, and then you have, as I said earlier, Ahmed Lawan. In fact, it's almost becoming a northern party.
So sometimes you're wondering if we can ever get to deal with jobless politicians.
Well, jobless, politicians
if
jobless?
they are out of job.
But if no, of course, it's their game. They always know. That's why when they're out of job, they will now go. They will now look for where there's shelter. In most cases, the shelter is the government in power. So they always find a way to get in there. So, but my worry, Jones, is this: we're not building party politics. We're not building sustainable democracy. I mean, what we have is is civil rule. That's what I think we have. We don't have democracy. We don't have democracy.
The 34th president of America, Dwight Eisenhower, he talked about part-time politicians.
Yeah, we're part-time, but do we have part-time? We have what we have here. I understand. I'm still trying to. I think I read it somewhere. Maybe I have to do research on it. That if you go to Australia, most of the people who do local government elections are the retired civil servants, so that they want to serve, they want to give to the grassroots. But here, look at how we have it.
All right, your allegation against me, baseless. Malami, who we just talked about, replies Obasanjo.
Yes, Obasanjo just is out with a new book about the present and the future.
I thought his pen was running dry.
No, of course, Obasanjo always right. Anyway, so he captured the Buhari government. to the institute the current gale of corruption that we have. And he said Malami, as he said, I think it was the Mal Friday who, of course, led the corruption cesspit of the government.
Alleged.
So he alleged. No, but I'm quoting the book.
Okay.
So so Malami said no, you can't say so. They mentioned Obasanjo has no moral right to be seen, but actually it was under his watch that you had the Halliburton. So they too are throwing stones back at him. That you cannot say that how come is Obasanjo? How come you are the only one without any sin? You have no sin. You are always capital people. There's no government you have not criticized after you left government. So does it mean you are the most righteous man amongst us?
Hear this one there, Charles. Anambra bans students from using phone.
Yeah, it's, when I saw that report, I whether I would be happy. But can we say? But again, I think that's about the second thing.
Are you sad now?
No, I'm happy. Whether it can be sustained, what I said I was talking about.
Happy say students no go use phone.
Yeah, well, again, that's why I said it was a mixed feeling. First, the level we are in now is we are moving towards knowledge-based economy, knowledge-based everything. For instance, children hardly, everything they say you go and check Google. So if you don't give a child a phone, well, how would it? But again, maybe if they could look at the age range, maybe if you are not yet 15, you can't do that. Maybe that's why. And then that's the second policy of Chasoludo that I'm happy about. The one was that when he got to a market and he asked all those just itinerant preachers, he said the marketplace is not for evangelism. Why don't you just stay in your churches? You are using your microphone, your megaphones and all that to disturb the market. And people are complaining. 12 o'clock, everybody will shut down the market and then you are praying and go to your churches and not everybody wants this. So that's about the second policy of his.
I hope you remember the case of a former spokesman of the military.
Which of them?
Fred
Chiduka.
Okay. They're running battle with these itinerant
preachers. Exactly. If you go to Ojota, go to most of the major parks. As soon as a bus loads and then he's moving, somebody will enter and say, want to pray. And then pray. He will now be extending envelopes for you to. I say, can't you just pray for people without even the thing has become a vocation for all of them. So but not to lose sight of what we are doing. I think of what we are saying. I think the ban on the phone, I have mixed feeling because it has advantages. It also has disadvantages.
All right, appeal court suspends Emir Sanusi's reinstatement.
There's been this.
Did you see that coming?
I didn't. All this back and forth about the court, a lower court had no jurisdiction to entertain that. They said okay, vacating this. But anyway, they said the Supreme Court is going to be making a pronouncement. But again, his reinstatement had to be put in abeyance until the Supreme Court decides what
pronounces on
exactly.
It. Okay, the National Assembly is in the news, specifically the Red Chamber. Natasha, FCT senator backs Akpabio's probe on sexual harassment allegation.
Well, I understand that Akpabio and Senator Natasha are going to be appearing before the committee on privilege. What do you call that committee on ethics and privilege very soon? So let's that's what they ought to have done before now. I think the case was just let to get out of hand. Because if somebody has been accused of certain things, then if you set up a committee for you to probe it, then the two parties should appear before it. I mean, the president of the Senate is the first among equal. It's not as if it's also a senator. It's also a senator. It doesn't mean he's more than all of them. They all receive the mandate of their people to be there, but they just gave him this extra privilege as the senator. So it's not greater than all of them.
In citizenship ranking, he's number 3 man.
All of them are number 3 collectively. But no. What I'm saying, as a senator, they are all number 3 collectively. It's just that this is the first among equal. So he should also appear before that committee to clear his this allegation.
What's good for the goose?
It's good for Uganda.
All right. How Mohbad died after I treated him. Nurse opens up in court.
Mohbad issue. I hope it just go. Honestly, I hope it just go away. I hope it go. It's festered for so long. Let me just clear all the debris and then let's move on.
Okay. Fubara in limbo as lawmakers suspend sitting indefinitely.
Well, the court pronouncement actually took the rug off his feet.
Right.
Honestly, we also had also discussion on TV yesterday. It's not looking good for him at all, particularly when he has very powerful forces, which I won't mention in Abuja, that are working there, because Wike is very, very, I would say, very critical to the current presidential election.
Yeah.
And then Wike having the state in his grip is positive.
In his
vice-like.
near vice-like.
Okay, vice-like grip is positive for to this current government. So whoever we see the outstyle of what's his name, Fubara, it will be a plus for this government, because and just a permutation. So what's his name? Fubara is not actually fighting the lawmakers. Fubara is fighting forces that are more, and the forces are in Abuja. But I won't go further than that.
All right. Hear this one. Police arrest 43-year-old man for defiling minor in Adamawa.
But this case is this minus this pedophile. I mean, sometimes I even ask myself, as a man, what will trigger your sexual urge in a minor, a girl of about 12, that they're just having their breast sprouting. Some of them no breast sprouting yet. So what will attract you when you have girls of about 20? I'm not saying defiling anybody is good, but you have older girls that can even attract you. So I wouldn't know. I mean, what a 9-year-old girl, 6-year-old girl, what's attracting some men doing this?
Okay, consider this other story in the Punch. 58-year-old man kills self in Ogun.
After he kills, he ran away, right? Anyway, yesterday, I don't know if you also heard the news that a young lady jumped into the lagoon yesterday. You know, I think
it is by choice now.
And maybe depression is in the system. Anybody who walks past you, you don't think that person is whole, as the Bible says. Christ has made you whole.
Yeah.
Not everybody that passes you is whole. A lot of people are carrying problems within. I mean, over and above their shoulders. So for a 58-year-old man to kill himself, I wouldn't know. Maybe let the listener go read the story and get the cause of that death.
Make we propose say anybody will kill himself, make them call him. Make
it explain.
Okay.
That's funny.
All right. From the Vanguard, we'll move now to. No. From the Punch, we'll move to the Vanguard. Beg your pardon. Just gone 19 minutes past 7. Kano Emirate Appeal Court halts Sanusi's reinstatement. Await Supreme Court. We just talked about
recurring
it.
story.
Yeah. He doesn't believe in democracy. SDP youth group rejects El Rufai's defection. So who is saying
that's internal? When SDP was decreed into law, the first stanza of the SDP I met, it was decreed into law by the military government of Babangida. When you had two-party system, the NRC. I don't know why people are not even bringing the NRC back. They brought the SDP back. Olufalaye, remember Olufalaye? Later, the leadership of SDP now went to Osoba. When Osoba dumped it and went back to APC, it went into limbo. It's surprising that it's not a politician that have found something in SDP to now start to revive, because it's almost becoming a northern party. And then within this party is where you have the youth are saying, no, you are not a Democrat. So the days coming will be very interesting, so very, very interesting.
The youth have the definition of a Democrat.
No, they must have looked at his pedigree, his past, and the present, to know exactly whether, if they look at him, whether the definition of verify and what he's doing, whether it can fit the definition of democracy.
How about this? 2027, Jandor meets Tinubu.
Well, there have been allegations that Jandor was planted in PDP. Have been issue.
In Don't Grow.
I don't know, but he just left PDP recently to say that PDP the PDP, the party had lost its soul, but he didn't say where he was going, you know. But people have said that he has always been a Tinubu boy. When he went to PDP, forget matter, this one are them. There were allegations that he was planted within the PDP that time to break the ranks of of Labour Party, honestly.
All right. Fubara writes fresh letter for 2025 budget presentation in Rivers Assembly.
No, there's no other letter right now. There are 2 letters. One of them they rejected to say it was not properly. It was signed by the SSG, which was of course they say it was a disrespect to the.
This headline says he writes fresh letter.
Well, I don't know what fresh letter, but when people have gone on recess, seen a die. People said they are going on recess in a die. That's indefinitely. What letter are you going to write to be recalling them from recess? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That I hope that story is not stale in the circumstances.
All right, get a copy of the Vanguard and read that story. Along with this one, I'll be flag bearer in 2027. SDP's 2023 presidential candidate tells defectors.
That's Prince
Adegboyega.
No, it's Adeg. No. I spoke with him last night actually. He and I, we have something we are doing tomorrow on radio. Prince, I've forgotten his name. Why would I forget his name? Well, you just call me Charles. Why we still on it tomorrow? I say yes. So, but I don't. So, but thankfully, I will put this question through to him tomorrow when we meet about whether it's an automatic ticket for him. And I feel that bigger fishes are coming. Whether is it going to be, because El-Rufai and others who are coming, they are not going to just be handing the ticket to him and any other person a la carte. I mean, for them to adopt SDP, they have a reason to do
I
that.
hope you are saying this.
Okay, Prince Adewale, I got his name now, Prince Adewale, yes.
Okay.
Prince Adewale.
I hope you are saying this in recognition of the fact that we have adopted the North-South thing.
Well, in North-South, but
if you get what I mean.
But it's just a convention, not constitutionally based at all. There are no, if you look at our body of laws, there's nowhere that oscillation of the political leadership will go north and swing south. It's not there's no it's not enabled by law.
Charles,
it's just a convention. So people will be telling you to
be
say
here in 2026.
yes, by grace of God, yes, we'll all be here.
Okay,
sorry, Prince Adewale Adekunle or something. Yeah. I just wanted to get his name.
Okay, I'm a loyal APC member. Buhari restates commitment to ruling party.
Well, but El-Rufai said that he doesn't do anything without consulting with some elders, and Buhari is his chief godfather. And when he decided to dump the APC for the SDP, he said he went to Buhari, and Buhari gave his blessing. That he didn't do it without the knowledge of Buhari. And all these no fewer than 10 ministers of under Buhari administration, during Buhari, they're also shifting, they're jumping ship. But Buhari, is it possible, would you expect Buhari to say, oh, okay, I've done my, no, I've done APC, I want to follow them. Even if he doesn't follow them. So these are all political statements. I don't think Buhari, but this is me, I don't think Buhari's whole soul is still within APC, honestly. Because even they are even saying that even Tinubu has even disrespected him. When Tinubu yielded ground, allegedly so.
This listener is advised to get a copy.
Thank you. So that I don't reveal everything.
And read. Charles is not telling you something from the gospel.
No, come on. No.
Tax reform bills. Reps retain 7.5% VAT.
Yes,
but reject increase to 15% by 2030.
And also, they also exempted the military from personal income tax. Anyway, those who know tax matters should tell us more about it.
Okay, I'm ready to work with Peter Obi. Bala Mohammed is saying this.
The Bala Mohammed, what's his name? Wike said Bala Mohammed cannot be trusted. That he used him to score cheap political how do I say that to even score. There's a way he said it because he had problem with Atiku. He didn't know how to repair that damage. Then he now came to him. And then he himself with the G5. Remember the G5 governor? So they now say, okay, let's rehabilitate him. And then he took them to Tambua. Before he knew it, this man has gone back to Atiku against them. So he's saying that anybody who wants to do any business with Bala Mohammed, as the current Bauchi State government, on the platform of PDP, should be very careful that he can't be trusted. So if he says he's going to be working Obi, and I'm sure Obi should go to a wiki to say, what should I be looking out for? So that what you said about what your experience with Bala Mohammed, what can I learn from it before I accept the olive branch?
Still talking politics. I have no intention of defecting to SDP, Governor Alia.
Alia is Benue State.
Benue State.
Well, a politician can tell you something in the morning, 6 p.m. They are saying something else. So I don't know if I can rely on that. If I can trust him, I wouldn't know. By the end of this year, all this issue of PDP, SDP, and APC would have been settled.
All right. How about this? Nothing will happen if Fubara is sacked. Wiki.
Okay, that's also that news broke about 4 days ago when he granted an interview. But I think Wiki talks. I don't. You see, when you are a leader, there's a way you have to temper tamper. I meant you tamper your. There's a way you have to breathe your tongue. You don't just open it. Anything that comes out of it, you will say, okay, Ijo, Obobo is not 100% Ijo enough. Obobo is not Ijo enough. If I wanted to do it, the Ijo people were saying, if you want to bring an Ijo man, it's not Obobo. And I brought him and all that Ijo is minority. This is not. He said, oh, who is a born? Let me tell you, who's a born activist? Who's a born? Anybody can blow the pipeline.
After all.
Anybody can blow the pipeline.
After all, if we didn't today,
anybody can blow the pipeline. But I think he should go learn how to talk in the public.
Okay, we have this day here. It leads with this one. Taraba State, a rebirth in the making.
In what sense? Maybe in governance. Well, tell the listener go check that out.
Yeah. The listener can only
go check that out.
Yeah. Okay, how about this? Rivers Siek. Oh dear. List of political parties from INEC. Rivers Siek receives voter register.
Well, I think they've rescheduled that election for next month.
Yeah.
Next month. But I understand that one of the person, I don't know what they call them. SIEC, they're not director. What do you call them? Member of the SIEC has resigned following the Supreme Court judgment. But they are saying that the pro-Wike people, they are trying to divide that body. You also understand that there was also an allegation about the chief judge that he was promised 5 billion naira. And he tastefully furnished house in London if he would.
Yeah.
But they said the man said he rejected it. Because of that, they're not seeing it. But a lot of things going on in Rivers State that they have to do everything possible to
Charles, President Trump is in the news today.
About Nigeria?
No.
Okay.
After Trump request, Putin tells Ukraine troops in Kursk to surrender.
But I personally don't like the role Putin is playing, because you are just emboldening. You are emboldening a tyrant. I call him a tyrant. Somebody who. When was last time he was voted into? He's been there changing the constitution and all that, changing everything in order to perpetuate himself in power. And how can Donald Trump be supporting somebody who's a tyrant? You go into a sovereign state and then you move there, and then the next thing is to try to annex them. And so I think for me this is a downer on the part of what's his name, Trump.
Okay, how about this? Anambra 2025 Guba, APC aspirants brace up for Guba primary.
Well, APC is for me in Anambra, APC is not a very strong party. When particularly following the death of Uba, was it Ifeanyi Uba, who left Labour and they went to APC. I understand the party in that state has not really found its soul. So it might just be a no host bad for Soludo and his Apuga and his Apuga. Yeah.
Okay, from the Vanguard, from this day, let's go to the Daily Trust. The bearing, the origin and purpose of Tashe in Hausa land.
Is it Tashe, Tatashe? I don't know what Tashe is.
Tashe?
I don't know. I have no knowledge of that.
The listener who understands
Hausa should be able to
will tell us
yes.
when the time comes. Okay, other stories to choose from in the Daily Trust would be this. Is Nigeria's economy improving?
Well, it's a theoretical question, but if you look at it, you can't say yes, you can't say no. Because myself, having been a business editor in the past, we usually look at issues when it had to do with economy. Look at them sectorially. If you look at the agri sector, are we doing well? If you look at the money market, are we doing well? Look at the stock exchange, we're doing well. Look at maritime. So when you look at it, you have to look for the aggregate and look for the mean. It is the mean that will tell you, if you look at the level of the mean or the aggregate, it will tell you whether we are doing well or we're not doing well. So it's not a matter of just.
I know that the everyday Nigerian on the street wants this thing to make a sense at his dining table.
Yes.
Okay, federal government to United States. Christians not target of insurgency in Nigeria.
Well, I think it's a member of the House of Rep over there. I think they came up with the issue. There was a bishop, is it a bishop from Benue State that actually, they used his confession or his appeal to judge that actually most of the killings, particularly from Benue and then down south, are targeted at Christians. So they entertained that, and because of that, the U.S. is now talking about it to say that they need to sanction the government of Nigeria for allowing Christians to be killed, both in the Middle Belt, particularly Benue State, and then down south over here. But the government of Tinubu is saying no, that insurgency is not targeted at Christianity in Nigeria or Christians. So we hope they're able to prove it, because when you look at it, I don't know if you saw a video, Jones, that herdsmen were putting cassava and feeding their cows with it. And then that, when you look at it, all these things, they are very, very poor optics for this administration, honestly.
All right. From there, let's move to the nation. It leads with this one: corruption. Fresh knocks for Obasanjo over attacks on Tinubu and Buhari.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it a bit in passing that they are saying you can't haul any stone, you can't throw any stone, because you also, under your watch, you had the Halliburton and a whole lot of the corruption issues that took place under your watch. So how come now you are exonerating yourself and every other person is a sinner, but you are the righteous man here?
This one: First Lady seeks global support for education, women, and children.
Well, it's about time I think we raised our voices again for the education of the girl child. The North has still not joined the bandwagon. I think the girl child, if you educate a woman, you educate a society, a whole community. Because of the natural benevolence that the nature has, put on the woman. But here, thankfully, we will in the south here, the girl child has education, but it's only in the north. I hope that Charles firstly will take that gospel up north.
It's a matter for deep regret that the Child Rights Act has not been adopted in many states. But across my country.
But I think in the south, we can say fairly well. So they've done that. It's only
not putting a north or south to it.
I'm saying okay.
Many
states okay, if you have a 19 northern state and they not done it 19, so that's failure. That's not a pass mark at all.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Okay. NERC transfers regulatory oversight to Plateau,
and Lagos State also has that.
Yeah, but I think states should take advantage since electricity
Generation,
transmission, and distribution
has left
had
the,
been
the exclusive list.
since the Buhari days.
Yes.
You know.
And then even railway, I understand railway also has been
has
taken
been,
out of the exclusive list.
concurrent list.
Which is why Lagos State government is in mad rush now with this their red line, blue line, green line, and the rest. But what I do suppose it should happen, talking about transportation, is for the Dawn Commission of the Southwest. That's the development agenda of Western Nigeria should also take a cue from that to ensure that they railroad the Southwest state. I mean, connect them railway wise, and then also where you come from, where I come from, the South, the Brace State Union should also do some lead. I mean, take train from Edo to Akpabio to Rivers to Bayelsa, and then also that's exactly how you can grow the place.
To cross river and to
all the other Bayelsa and the Brace State Union State. If you find, for instance, there's a train, there's a rail from Lagos State to Benin, for instance, my state, and then it's far, maybe 5 hours. I won't be here in Lagos. I will live in Benin and be enjoying Benin City, the ambience, and then only come here and then do my business and go back in the evening.
By rail?
By rail, yes.
Okay. Prisoners on death row rise by 98% in 6 months.
Part of
the acting CG, NCOS, is revealing.
I think part of the reason is the failure of governors to sign the death warrant. Because most of them are saying they don't want blood in their hands. But they are doing these people even a great disservice by having them being there perpetually. Most of them are dying. Most of them they can't even recognize their own names. So if the law has put under your care, or if the law has given you or vested you with that power to sign a death warrant, I see no reason why you should bring morality or Christianity or religion into it.
I know that by now.
It's only Shomole that's ever did that in the history of this current. I mean, this the recent history. Recent history, yes.
You know, Tinubu to Catholic bishops, I'm not a religious bigot.
I see the same thing about Christianity or Islam is being favored against Christianity in this country. But again, it's a debate that may not go for a long time.
Okay, from The Nation, let's take on another paper. This time, the Nigerian Tribune. The lead story, I burst into tears. Prophet Epaphras, I hope I got that, reflects on joy of sharing pulpit with Adeboye.
I saw the story, but I didn't read the details because, well, you know, there are people you admire. Some of them you treat like God. That's exactly how, when you have a man of God like Adeboye coming, or maybe you give the microphone to him, you say, well, I met Adeboye. Some people say, oh, I've seen videos where some pastors will literally kneel before Oyedepo and receive his blessings. So I have nothing wrong with that. I'm a Christian. I have the oil of God in my head. I was ordained in 2003 and 2011 as a man of God.
Good for
myself.
you. You are a Christian.
No,
I know only 2 Christians.
Me and who?
Christian Chukwu and Christian Madu.
So honestly, but some people are saying I'm still a boy of God. I'm sure I'm going to be maturing into a man of God very soon.
If you are called.
No, I'm called. No, I got called.
Who called you?
The Almighty called me into ministry, but not to leave my journalism. And
all right, hear this one. Presidency dismisses U.S. congressional claim of Christian persecution in Nigeria.
It's recurring as well, yes.
Recurring. Kano Emirship tussle. Appeal court halls Sanusi's reinstatement.
Also recurring as well. We mentioned this.
You know, we talk about the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Since Kano took on it, that game no go die quick.
But what I think politicians should just leave the traditional institution the way they are. Even the upper Benin is there now during Obaseki almost almoud brought in politicians to mess that place. But thank God that the throne, that's the institution of the traditional institution in Benin or in Edo State, when in Benin actually has found its footing one more time. They were almost bringing the politics into it.
Okay, Pandef accuses Wike of blocking peace efforts in River State.
Well, Pandef again, do I trust Pandef? Pandef for now, I think is also polarized along Wike and Fubara line. Victor Atta, I don't even know which one Victor Atta is. Victor Atta and DT Spiff, I think they have a collegiate leadership of Pandef, right, following the death of Edwin Clark.
Yeah.
So they are leading Pandef. I wouldn't know exactly where they stand as we speak. But they actually went to meet Buhari. Sorry, why do I keep talking about Tinubu? But Tinubu told them, go back and tell Fubara to follow the path of peace. But people are asking, is it only Fubara? I mean, there are two sides to them. There are many sides. Why are you always telling us to go back to...
There are two fighting.
Two fighting. I mean, you are saying you should go to one. Okay, and they said they have never heard Tinubu asking them, talking about, okay, don't worry, I'll talk to Wiki. It's always Fubara. Does it mean Fubara is the only one fighting himself?
Okay, next we have the Sun. 2027, storm gathers against Tinubu.
SDP leading the storm. Yeah. Suddenly SDP, that was a no-brainer in my own estimation, is claiming headlines. Banner headline for that matter. And the media is also helping to sell that brand. But is PDP still alive?
People's Democratic Party?
Yeah. Is this still in reckoning?
It is alive, Charles.
Yeah.
But whether it is well, me, I don't know.
Okay.
Usually you say I'm alive and
because
well.
I think what they want to do now, what somebody told me, I spoke with somebody in Abuja, from Abuja recently. He said just exactly what they did in rebranding some parties and they came together under the amalgamation of APC is what they want to do. Since Wike doesn't want to leave PDP, they want to leave the party for him and rebrand. Some of these members who are saying they are now going to PDP to rebrand. So leaving PDP and APC to rebrand them.
Asked, they know if it's sack Wike.
No, they want to leave the party for him and then leave it for him now and then go get shelter elsewhere. That's what they're doing. Even Atiku, don't be surprised, sir, when you hear Atiku being part of this SDP movement.
All right. From IBB to Buhari, things I saw in 28 years of covering 8 heads of state. Omar, a veteran journalist, is there.
Well, again, I think it should come out with a memoir too. Let us also know that he has joined the fray. Everybody can write a book. Let him tell us all. Maybe he's going to be documenting it in
a book
in print.
I'm waiting to read the book.
Which of them? Which is that book?
One of them.
Not a book.
You are saying a book.
A book.
Okay. Natasha, UN to look into Akpabio women supporters petition.
The pro women. Well, did you also see that? I think people are cashing out right now. People are cashing out. You saw the youths pro Akpabio, this anti Akpabio. Akpabio must go. Akpabio must stay. Wike must leave Rivers alone. People are cashing out big time, which is why it's becoming increasingly difficult for us to speak in a unified voice in this country.
Okay, Charles, let's apply the brakes, but hand over the microphone to the listener. So, dear listener, it's your turn. Take over the mic. Which story or stories caught your fancy? How would you like to react to it or to them? Call us now. The number is 0803 692 9933. I hope you got that. So we'll wait for the first call. Well, the call is here. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Citizen Youth.
I greet you, sir.
Ikan, calling you from Isolo Kingdom.
Welcome.
My take this morning concerning the committee that have been set up that Akpabio and Natasha to appear so that they can hear the both sides and do their finding and their investigation. I was discussing with one of my colleagues here. I said, since Akpabio was in the Senate, I see inaugurate or I see bring any project to Ikot constituency, which I doubt.
Are you an Ikot man?
Well, I am not from Ikot anyway.
But have you been there for? I mean, have you been there of late?
Okay. Even if I'm not there, but I ought to have some information concerning whatever he has been done or what he's intending to do for them.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, but I know very well. Hello?
Go ahead.
Thank you. We got you first time. Thank you.
You can miss it. He speaks, I think he's like...
Akpabio man.
Yeah, that's why he's concerned about that.
He don't speak like, if I don't mind speak, I don't know.
I didn't say, I'm not talking about the accent. I was saying
okay, now you did mention accent. Now they look at diction. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, you are whispering. Come to the mic.
Citizen, good morning.
I greet you.
I'm Ben from it.
Yeah.
Citizen, this Natasha, she should release that evidence. She knows the whole evidence. She should release it in the public place. Let everybody see the thing. If it is video, she should release it because she cannot come and cry. Concerning the fight, Wika is fighting. Wika will turn the whole Niger Delta upside down. And he will be in Abuja. People will be dying. Navy will be dying. Military equipment will be destroyed there. Oil companies will be fleeing away from that region. When he causes this confusion, he will be hiding in Abuja. I think relocate to Rivers so that he will carry on with all these boys in the street. He's fighting for the 12 billion monthly registration he wants to be collecting every month from Rivers State government. He wants to take charge of Rivers so that he will deliver Rivers to APC next 2037 election. Thank you.
Thank you too.
But let me quickly say this to the caller. You see, the thing is that all odds, in fact, everything's against. Okay, I will explain that later.
Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, this is Joe.
Good morning, welcome.
Okay, I can't hear you, but let me go ahead. My name is Chike. I'm calling from Apapa. For the presidency to be criticizing Obasanjo for speaking the truth. When Tinubu
what is the truth? What is hold on? What is the truth?
What has gone wrong? Which means all the corruption that has been going on during the time of Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan is coming to change the whole thing and make the country move forward. Now they are speaking with both sides of their mouth. So if Obasanjo is corrupt, does it mean that we should be towing the top corruption and continue with that corruption? So I think that the presidency is very, very wrong by saying that. They should use the opportunity and market themselves and explain to us what they are doing.
Thank you very much.
To move the country forward.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I trust you can hear me. Last caller, you didn't give me your name. Maybe I forgot. In journalism, we don't talk about truths. We talk about facts. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
Yes,
and
sir.
My friend Charles Egawa.
Thank you.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanje in Ikoton.
Yeah.
On Aerofy, I believe that he has just been boxed to a corner. He bought his DP. For Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, I pray that he will win at the Supreme Court. For Natasha, Senator Natasha, I see her as a pathological liar and a blackmailer. Then finally, for Fubara, he's just playing the victim at the moment. In fact, he's gaslighting the public that are listening to him and are interested in this particular matter. The only advice I have for him is to resign honorably or face impeachment. That is all. No more, no less. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Resign on what grounds? I mean, he was voted in there for the fact that he's having a running battle. See, this is okay.
All right. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Citizen Jones. Good morning.
I greet you.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monse from Shomolu.
Yeah.
See, I want to say that Lagos State should emulate Anambra State in, stopping the students from using phone, maybe up till a particular age. Because my phone is suffering in the hands of 3 students. 1 student from Army Children's School in Oshodi, the other 2 from Baptist Senior High School. They say all the assignment they send into my phone. The teachers are not working again. They send assignments,
No.
Can they do that so that the phones of
yeah,
parents in Lagos can
Peter
rest?
Montsek.
And finally,
Hold on.
on Natasha, what they should have done earlier is what they are trying to do. Akpabio will appear. He should have done that before. So all that obnoxious and ungodly measures they pronounce against this woman, withdrawing her security so that she will be exposed to terrorists, and they will kill her one day, then we come and send condolence messages. I think all those things should stop. This time around, we should have her, hear her out, and before we do anything. Thank you.
Thank you. Charles, I was going to ask him what link or links he has to the students.
I wouldn't.
Because he didn't not tell me whether 9
exactly.
children or something. All right, the line is free now. 0803 692 9933. What story or stories caught your fancy? Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Sir, go
Hello,
on.
good morning.
Go on. Good morning.
I
Welcome.
don't hear you, but let me make my point. Like what Bata just said concerning the project of the Lagos to
Calabar.
There was no budget for it. And it was not properly bidded for. Even Tinubu's son, she is a stakeholder. So that was what Bataje was talking about. So what to tell me that there's no fact about that what Bataje is saying. He says journalists deal with facts. No fact about. Thank you.
Yeah. Oga, there's no gainsaying it. In the business of journalism, broadcasting, we don't deal with truths. We deal with facts. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Can you remove this noise,
Can you hear me?
please? If you can
Hello, good
hear
morning.
me, I can hear you. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning. Go on.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Just go ahead. Go ahead straight. Go
Hello, can you
straight.
hear me?
Okay. You don't have to hear. You are on
Hello,
air.
I can hear you,
Okay.
but I don't know if you can hear me.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead. He's not hearing us at all. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with the.
I'm sorry. We have room for one more call. When you get through, if I activate your line, go on with whatever you have to say. Sorry you cannot hear us, but we can hear you. 0803 692 9933. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Go on.
Okay. I can't hear you at all, but I want to believe that you can hear me.
Yeah.
And I think if you can hear me, then I will continue talking. Now, I want to comment about Obasanjo because what he says about the current government. You see, it's a shame if somebody like Obasanjo can talk about development in this country. You see, I'm so surprised when people like Obasanjo, that when he was in government as a military head of state, and today in the democratic dispensation, he was a president for 8 years. The road that lead to Ota, where he has his farmland, was in a disarray, and also the road that leads to a house in Owu, Abeokuta Expressway. Is it person like Obasanjo talking? I'm surprised in this country because Nigeria are so used to poverty. The way we support politicians. Look, I am not Tinubu fans. I don't trust any one of them.
All right, thank you. Thank you. You made your point first time. We want to thank you for your interventions, gentlemen. We apply the brakes here.
Yeah,
Charles, but I thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our next program is 5 minutes away. Please stay tuned. Okay, folks, we step into the second offering from this end today. We call it Citizen Jones this morning. And what we do is simple. We interrogate issues that get thrown up by my country, your country, and we give context to it, just so you know. Core members to conduct population census as President Tinubu rejects Commission's 942 billion naira budget. So we want to look at it. Of course, there can be no denying the fact that another census, or put it this way, there's no contesting the propriety or otherwise of holding a population census in our country. Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief Bola Tinubu has accentuated the conduct of the exercise, but insists on cost-cutting measures. At a meeting between number one citizen and top officials of the National Population Commission, NPC, President Tinubu not only rejected a 942 billion naira budget by the Population Commission, but proposed the deployment of youth corps members for the job. A committee is to be set up by the President to align the census budget to the government's present financial realities. So let's go there. I have a gentleman who is familiar with the subject matter, and is by definition an economist, trained, and a national affairs commentator. Let's meet and greet Mr. Tumi Olowe. I greet you, Tumi.
Good morning, Citizen Jones. Good morning to our listeners at all.
Okay, Tumi is an accountant. Yeah, so he knows what we mean when we bandy figures about. Okay, to me, how do you open your account today?
Well, the last census we had was in 2006.
Yeah,
and we were supposed to be having
another one in 2016.
In 2016, a 10-year cycle. So
yeah,
actually, we should be getting ready for another one in 2026 if we are stuck to the proper plan. But unfortunately, we've not been able to do that. And it's not a surprise that that is happening, because the population figure is very important in planning, normally, anywhere in the world. And in Nigeria, it is peculiar because it's one of the main factors being used when determining how much
what goes where.
When it comes to sharing resources. But somehow, because I doubt if we've had any census since we started conducting census in Nigeria, that people have not complained about the figure or the result of the census.
In fact, if my history is right, in 1952 there was one conducted by the Oyibo.
Yeah, by the Oyibo.
But the figures were still disputed
because they also knew what they were doing. The Oyibos, they laid the foundation of Nigeria, and part of that foundation were some booby traps to keep the regions.
Who set the traps? Oyibo?
Yes, in conjunction with our own people. Of course, you hear there are a lot of different stories out there, but we cannot put their contribution in Nigeria under the carpet at all.
But fast forward to the open era, the now generation. In the Jonathan days in power, he's the chairman of the population census, population commission was Festus Odimegu. And he got to Minna, Niger State, and made a statement Yeah, since 1896, we have been conducting censuses in this country. We have never got it right, but we are going to get it right this time. But to me, are you shocked that no sooner he said so than he was kicked
Because it's a
by
very-
the president?
because it's a
What-
very-
do you think it was a political?
Yes.
He was a political.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Oh,
It wasn't a political.
Uh,
It is a very sensitive topic in Nigeria, and we saw how it played out with the tax bill, especially on the VAT sharing formula.
yeah.
Was it yesterday or a couple of days ago? The House of Rep have passed the tax laws.
With,
And what we are
adjustments.
hearing is
Yeah.
that population is now 50%. What you generate is 30. I shall know that population has 50%. Before, population was supposed to have 30% or thereabout. And people started all these wahala that we had on top of the tax. It wasn't that the tax changes were not going to be good, but they were now looking at the sharing formula. How can you reduce population? So that is how important the population figure is. And because it is important, you expect that we would keep doing that 10 years cycle so that we can have up-to-date figures, which we've not been doing. And there are a whole lot of other matters too, religion, cultural, that are affecting population figures. We cannot have an actual accurate, but we can have very close estimates that will be almost actual. Of course, what are the factors responsible? There are people in kidnappers' tents. There are people, the areas that bandits...
People give birth in captivity.
In captivity, there are people living under territories where bandits are holding sway. You might not be able to get there. There are religious factors. There are areas you cannot enter because cultural factors and stuff like that.
Yeah. To me, but does it not surprise you that in the United States of America and the United Kingdom and many countries around the world, they get a near accurate census because the day a child is born, that child's name
is registered.
Is registered. The day somebody dies,
because
his details are removed from the national.
The sense
register.
of community over there is more than our own.
More defined.
It was individuals that most of the development that we are enjoying now were the activities of individuals that now became benefits for the society. Electricity, for instance. When electricity was being developed in the United States, somebody was doing direct current, another was doing alternating current. But they allow these things to spread for the benefit of the general populace. Most of the things they do, or almost all the things they do, are for the greater good.
Okay.
That is not really obtainable here because we don't really do things for the greater good. If we do things for the greater good, a governor will not be paying the school fees of his children from day one to the end of when they are just resuming.
To me, is it a black thing or an African thing? If you see what I mean. Or is that us?
Well, that's us, unfortunately, because that's our reality. So if these things were for the greater good, we would keep a proper analysis or database of our population because it is necessary for planning. You are collecting federal allocation based on population, but we cannot even see the effect of that collection on the population.
Okay.
We have over 10 million out of school children. What are we doing about that one? Now, out of school children, primary and secondary school. Primary school is under the administration of state governors. Primary schools is under the administration of local government. Governors have a stranglehold on local government. The one that is under them,
Under local government.
under the state,
Yeah.
they have not fully attended to it, and then they are still adding local government own to
Maybe-
their own. So you
To
look
me,
at
maybe,
education.
maybe you are talking about our Nigeria alone.
We are talking about Nigeria.
Because many countries in Africa are behaving
Yes, we are talking. Nigeria
like
is,
the Joneses,
Nigeria is
as they
peculiar. In other climes, the principle of economics apply. Once you start applying the principle of economics in Nigeria, it goes the other way around. So you keep asking yourself,
where is the problem?
where's the problem?
Yeah.
Of course, we are the problem, and that's the truth. The government is making move for local governments to be independent. State governors are kicking against it because it would block their access to the local government funds.
No wonder in many states, local government elections were not held.
We are not held.
But they kept receiving allocations to
But now they
local
said
governments
that once you don't have elected local government
and councillors.
local government chairman and councillors,
Yeah.
you won't be getting. So states went ahead to start doing elections because they need. That is the money that the governors use for whatever they want to do. So really, they don't care whether the population figure is up to date or not.
Yeah.
Then we have the National Population Commission itself, where birth and deaths are registered. So you give birth, you're supposed to go to your local government area. That's why it's important, because most of these data are even captured at local government level.
Yeah.
So you give birth, you go to your local government center, and you register
Your birth.
your birth. You lose a
someone.
relative, you go there to register.
A
But
death, yeah.
when the local governments are not even functional, we have remote areas where people give birth.
You mean functional or allowed to function?
Whether,
or
well, it is whichever way it is
an
not functional.
admixture, okay.
It's not functional. So, if those should have been bridging the gap between the 10 years, because you can't be waiting for 10 years. So, on a yearly basis, you look at plus or minus.
Yeah.
We have so many births this year. We have so many deaths this year. You minus and add. So you have an estimate of, okay, we are like this. Then when the 10-year comes, you now do a count to see if those records are, or to keep the record up to date.
Yeah, okay.
So we now have to ask ourselves, well, what have we been using to plan? You think it wasn't important, but it is important, because we saw the Hula Baloo on the VAT sharing formula until they ensured that they got 50%. You see, our system is so designed. We design our system in such a way that we are unproductive. Because really, if you have
these things are done
deliberately, if you are so sure that you have the population, then don't fight for the sharing formula to be on population.
Yeah.
Since what's it called? Generation is also part of it. Let your population work so that you get more money.
That's it. Okay. Take a time from us. It's 8:15 in the city of Lagos. And on the Voice of the People FM on your dial, you're listening to Citizen Jones this morning. And we're looking at Mr. President's accentuation of a population census this year. And he's suggesting a deployment of youth corps members into the business, and has rejected a bill of 942 billion naira proposed by the National Population Commission. What's your take now? I think I want to involve the listener. Let's make it a dialogue. 0803 692 9933. Got that? 0803 692 9933. Let's get you talking. What is your take here? Yeah, to me, let's talk about cultural influences. In some parts of my country, the PUDA system is in operation. So it is census time. I cannot go into certain places, man or woman, as an enumerator. So that is also fueling this thing we're talking about.
Because, like I said, we've not make our population to work. If you know that my population is productive, you want to know how many people you have. If the states are actually really collecting taxes, personal income tax from their citizen residents in their states, they will want to know the number of people that live in their states.
Natural. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, please keep this noise away. Keep it away,
Let me
please. Thank you. Yeah, go on. Your name, where you're calling from. Are you there? Okay.
So, but because we're just using it as a bargaining chip for federal allocation that we are not really working for. So
Hello.
Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
welcome. Go on.
Hello.
Go on.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Hello. Are you hearing me?
we can
Go
hear
on.
you.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
Please, when you phone and I activate your line, it tells you are on air. Please, it saves you airtime and our time. 0803 692 9933. That's the number. So we politicize everything.
Yes,
to me.
because
so we are
just waiting for handouts. The states, most states, majority of our states are not productive. So you just hold on to I have this population. The foundational population that we started with, we just keep counting, and we know that because of the developments in Lagos keep attracting more people to come.
Yeah,
so
in fact,
they are leaving some areas to come here.
To me, Lagos, they say, is mini Nigeria.
It is.
You can almost see every part of Nigeria in Lagos.
Definitely.
So when in the 2006 census, Lagos State had its own enumerators work alongside.
Because they need that figure to plan for. Even at that, we can see that Lagos, the infrastructures in Lagos are overburdened.
Hello, good. Okay, please, if you feel like being a part of this discourse, why not? The number remains 0803 692 9933. Okay. So when the figures came in, Lagos State said no, Kano can't be. Please remove this noise for us. Thank you. Remove this noise for us. Thank you. Hello, are you there? Sorry, I can't take you.
So Lagos have every reason to complain. And that is, for me, I support local government being free, because if those local governments also start working,
we're
the
allowed
state
to do their
governors,
job.
yes, the state everybody will now actually want to know what are the actual figures that we have.
Hello, good morning. Please remove this noise for us. Thank you. Please. To me, we can't take this. Yeah. Please, when you get through, I repeat, when you get through, if I activate your line, it means you are on air. So you go ahead with whatever you have to say, your perspectives.
And these figures are important. Health, education, those basic things that we need.
Sorry, let me take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning,
Welcome.
Mr. Jones.
Go on, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I want to make Nigerians understand that we are in a we are in a war in this country. We cannot go on census when there is a country not stable. How can you do it? And at the same time, you cannot go.
Are we in business? Please come to the mic.
Students
Okay.
to go and go on census, which is very, very dangerous.
It didn't say students. Core members, please.
So, well, I think they will think very well before they will go on census. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Yeah, there are areas that we have security concerns in Nigeria, but that shouldn't be a limiting factor why we can't have census. You see, this census matter. It's just the way we are looking at it. It's supposed to be a very important activity for us.
To me, let me speak like a cynic, make a cynical remark. You think terrorists operating in Nigeria don't want to be told how many there are?
Of course they do, because the figures help them too.
Uh-huh.
He helps them to plan that, okay, this area that we are, we don't have enough people here, let us move to... The census is important for everybody. Yeah. But you see, when you look at our participation in registering for national identity number, in registering for BVN, you will come to realize that it is inherent in us not to really want to do those things that would tell us how many we are.
Good morning, welcome.
I can, let me go ahead.
Yeah.
My name is Chike. I'm calling from Apapa.
Okay then.
Yes. What I want them to do during the counting is, if they are counting Lagos State, they should count people in Lagos State with their state of origin. Like, I am from Ebonyi State. They should count me as an Ebonyian, not as a Lagosian, so that I will not be counted as people among the Southwest. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you know, he is opening a new vista.
But I think it's even part of the information on the enumerators' slip that they account. But you see, they will count you where you are resident and also still note your state of origin. Because for taxation purpose, it is where you are resident that you will pay your personal income tax.
That's it.
Not your state of origin. Mm-hmm. Because you are making your money in Lagos, you have to pay, and you are enjoying the facilities in Lagos, you have to pay your tax in Lagos.
Because that gentleman who informed us he was from Ebonyi, in his hometown, when the exercise goes on, the people there will always say, we have our brother here in Lagos.
Yeah, so it's part of the form that it's part of the data that the enumerators will collect, where your local government of origin, your state of origin. But the most important thing is, where are you resident as at that time?
Okay.
Because and when they are using the population figure, it is the residential population that they will use in sharing, because the state that you are resident in has to provide for you.
Yeah.
That is why it is essential to get the right figures.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, please, go on.
Uche is my name. I'm calling from Ayobo.
Yeah.
Yes, like what the last caller said. The last census conducted by Obasanjo during his time. In Lagos, where I stay, they ask us not to travel to our place for that census. They will tell you when you travel and come back, your landlord will kick you out of his house. On the process...
That is not official. That is not official. It is not official.
No, what I'm telling you is what is happening here in Nigeria.
No.
Me,
because they counted me. They counted
now,
me.
They want to use the
they
name
counted
of,
me.
They want to use They want to use youth corpers for this census. They want to put their life in danger, like in the north where there is kidnapping, where there is a lot of insecurity there. So are you telling me that
kidnapping there for south? There's also kidnapping in the south, sir.
And take him to that place. Before you know it, they say he has been kidnapped, and they will now demand 100 million ransom. Where are they going to get it?
Thank you.
They have to make sure that Nigeria is secured first.
First and foremost, it is not official that they will say don't travel to your state. And if anybody advises you not to travel to your state, it's because the person understands that you live here. And the state that you reside in needs to know at least almost to the exact figure of the people living in that place so that they can provide for them. Yeah. You live here, your children are going to school here, you are attending hospital in Lagos. So Lagos needs to know, or Kano or Port Harcourt, they need to know in those areas how many people do we have, how many primary and secondary schools do we need to provide, how many primary health centers do we need, do we need to build new roads in this area to open it up for to make population to be less crowded in an area.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, please.
Good morning, Citizen Josh.
Welcome, sir.
I don't know if you can hear me, but let me just
go on.
My name is Stanley.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Surulere. Please.
Are you there? Looks like there's a glitch.
Yeah. And regards to youth corpers are already deployed to these states. They are in almost all the local government areas of Nigeria. So it's not as if they're just moving them from wherever they are there already, and to cut costs
even as we speak.
So this the place, and then there will be restriction of movement so that the enumerators can conduct their activities in good time. And I'm sure that in those areas where we have security concerns, security personnel will be provided to ensure the safety of the people there. But because we shouldn't do census, that is, you see, it underscores the fact that we do not understand how important this is.
Or for that matter, that we are not ready for anything.
To tell us, give us an almost exact estimate of our numbers.
Welcome.
This is Edu calling from Igbeda Kuanjo.
Go on.
In all these things you people are saying, we have been deceiving all this while.
We have been what?
We have been what? The problem of Nigeria now. When the security is not, when everywhere is not secured, and we are coming up with census. What census is going to achieve for the masses at this moment, when hungry full everywhere? You people are coming up with census. Security everywhere, all the whole states are not secured. You people want to put the coppers in tension, that is in one way or the other. This is not the problem of Nigeria at this moment. The problem of Nigeria now, they are everywhere, hunger everywhere, all the whole street, everywhere. You people are coming up with census. Thank you. That is what
it's not you people. Don't call us you people, please.
As a matter of fact, there
don't call us
states,
you people.
There are 36 states and FCT in Nigeria, and I know that every day when you wake up and go to the bus park, they are open and they are in business. So this painting a dire situation of security. If we go out today in Lagos, we are in Lagos State. I want to. How many parties are going to hold today in Lagos State?
For instance, I don't live here. You don't live here. We have driven
from
to
this place without any incident, and we do that on a daily basis. And we go to work every day. Nobody has sat at home because of insecurity not to go to work to make their daily living. So it's because we seems not to understand that you need to have an estimate. You want to do a party, for instance, you have an estimate to your caterer. I am expecting 500 people. So please provide for 500 people and give or take, do an extra 50 in case there are more than that. That is the essence of population.
Yeah.
You need to know the numbers so that you can plan.
Yeah, that's it.
And it is very important. This is what we are saying on guard, this, on guard, that. If the state does not even know the number of people there, how do they plan to provide for those that need support? So, first and foremost, foundationally, census is essential for any good plan that government wants to carry, any good project that the government wants to carry out. You need to know.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome.
Just calling from Maja.
All right then.
Yeah. Now, the program is illustrious, and I salute it. That I think it could be done technologically. We should, the world is moving away from a body contact. Can't we use technology? People that are not captured under NIN may become captured under driver's license. Then most of the people, majority use banks. They can co-opt the banks. Then all other avenues through which all our data are already residing. They calculate all this. Instead of like the insecurity it has not happened to that man that is just making, I'm sorry for using that word, that is just talking there. If they pick one of your sons, you will know. Even in Lagos here, I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you.
So please.
Thank you. 60 seconds.
Today you will still go out. And if you're a Christian, you will go to church tomorrow. If you're a Muslim, you will still go and pray this evening. So I don't know this insecurity that we are now painting as if you are locked down in your house. You don't go out. You don't do anything. Your wife goes to the market to buy things for you to cook.
To me,
I don't understand.
Quite apart from that, on the day the head count starts, people are born.
Yes.
People die that same day.
The technology that you are talking about, and we still need to do
a census. Many people are speaking as if a census is only conducted in Nigeria.
You see, I hope government agencies are listening to our conversation so that they can understand that, look, a whole lot of work still need to be done.
A reorientation.
For people to understand how important it is to have
a census. Yeah.
It is still we that will now go and complain that the government is not doing enough. How would they do enough?
No federal presence here.
Why would they do enough when they don't even know the number of people they need to cater for? And then you see this security we're talking about. Once I leave here, I am going to play football.
Okay.
And I do that every Saturday.
Okay.
And I know that Lagos State that we are in, people have traveled for parties this weekend.
As we speak.
Hello,
good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello.
Go on.
Hello.
Oh dear.
Hello.
Go on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Well, I trust you can hear me now. When you call and your line is activated, know that you are on air. Go ahead and say what you have to say, please. So it doesn't appear we are joking here. So cultural influences. I talked about the PUDA system. And by the way, so I don't forget, the last speaker talked about using data. We can go electronic. And why not?
Yeah. So
I know. It also affects voting in my country.
Yes. So I know that the government agencies are unifying the data that they have, BVN, NIN. But the truth is, a whole lot of Nigerians are still not registered.
Yeah, and therefore not captured.
Yes, most of our children in primary and secondary schools are not on NIN. It's only when they get to the senior, maybe SS3, they want to write WAEC or want to write JAM, that they start registering, because they've made it compulsory now that for you to write WAEC, NECO, JAM, you must register your NIN. So are we saying that the whole population under that age that are not captured electronically yet should be
left out? Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
How are you?
Good morning.
My name is Ajit. I'm calling from Ago.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Go on.
Hello?
Are we in business?
Hello, I can't hear you.
For the umpteenth time, maybe I should discontinue activating the lines. If you are phoning and suddenly you hear your phone is off, know that you are on air. Please, you keep talking. Thank you. Yeah, so, to me.
So, is it
going electronic, yeah.
So, but even this census we want to do, it is said that biometric capture will be part of it. So, this census will ensure that the people that are not on NIN or BVN yet get their biometric capture.
Okay.
So for me, maybe the people that don't want the figures that they've been banding around to change are pushing all these narratives, because the truth is, if we do this census, a whole lot of us will now be electronically captured.
You know, we are supposed to hold a census next year, 2026, after 10 years.
After 10 years.
Well, close to 20 years after we had the last one. So an election is 2027. It will be too much on the plate if we hold an election.
Which was what happened to the last election. You see, we've been wasting money on this election matter. Like 2 years ago, we were supposed to hold the election just before the 2023.
Census.
Census just before the 2023 election. And I know, because I saw the enumerators being taken through the ropes. They had programs for them to teach them on what they would do. They spent money.
Yeah,
we didn't hold that census. That is money down the drain.
I have a listener here. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yes, even though I'm not hearing, like I've said, let me speak up.
Go on.
I greet the guests to you. My name is Shola. I'm calling from the talking about this census and drafting in of the youth corpus. It's not a new thing, but what is most important and paramount is security. I remember that I was an adult staff when I served in Katsina. That was 2003 also. We were taken to the hinterland, you understand, Gorobi local government. So, but can that happen now? All those places that I served, I read the papers now, how those places are being ransacked by Boko Haram, people are being killed. Can gather all those places, Libya. So security is very important. Why don't we look for other options, like electronic? So we will just keep going back to the same thing. We are just wasting money. And life is very paramount. That's just the point. We should look for. Thank you, citizen.
Thank you. To me, he has made a point.
Yeah.
But then, let me ask. If you have a child today, and you talked about allowing local government, you know, this population thing, it's triggered by the local government, because it's the local government that's supposed to...
That's the base of the society.
So if you have a child today, you don't buy a telephone for that child, but the child has to be captured in the national register. So how do you capture this child if...
So we are talking about security.
Yeah.
2023, we had elections. An election took place
throughout the
country. 2027, we are going to have another election.
Yeah.
An election will take place throughout Nigeria, and these same corpus will still be used.
Yeah.
So why is census now trivial to us that we think we can do election, but we can't do census because of security? So is it the conundrum in Nigeria?
Yeah.
We will keep talking about 2023, just 2 years ago, we had a general election. We will have another general election in 2027.
And we never said the result should be cancelled because of insecurity.
No.
All right, let me take another listener. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, welcome.
I'm calling back.
Yeah.
I will speak on, even though I don't hear you. Even the parents that are not captured, they can still be accommodated in the hospitals. We have the people, every record for people that are born in the hospitals, they have their records. And your guest has admitted that we may not get 100%. But let us know the circle that is left out, and so that maybe in the future we make plans to capture them. But what I'm saying for now, I want to tell you that without electronic, I'm telling you, it may be another way of I won't say embezzling money. Like you rightly pointed out, it's close to the election. And the humongous money, the last one that they budgeted and they make appropriation for, and they even collected, was not executed.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody was punished for
60
that.
seconds. Thank you.
The census is supposed to be held this year. And you see, it's also important for the election that we are even talking about. It is good for us to have...
The census should be next year, going by the 10-year cycle.
But we did not... That means it has to be early next year. So that at least they will have... Because election will be early 2027. So between now and this time next year, we should be done with census if we are serious. Yeah. And we know what we are doing. And then, you see, when we keep saying electronic, this census that we are talking about, what the government said is that biometrics would also be used. So as are coming to your place of residence and they are counting you, they are also capturing your biometrics.
Including fingerprints.
And nobody, the almost 8 billion people in the world, none of us have identical fingerprints.
Yeah, no two fingerprints
are the same. So, as they are counting us this time around, they are capturing our biometrics. And really, like we said, because of factors because some people will be in the labor room that day that they are doing election.
As the guy just said, yeah.
So those might not be captured on that particular day. So you can't have
a baby's fingerprint will be there.
But I mean, newborn, you won't bring in outsiders into the labor so that you don't contaminate the. So we would probably not have an exact figure, but we'll have a close estimate.
I expect somebody to emphasize the fact that many people will be in captivity when the exercise is on.
Yes.
So they no go count them.
And we're still hoping that the restricted areas, because of culture, would somehow they will find a way to have access to those people so that they can also capture them.
Yeah. If you have people in Puda, of course, the head of the family must give way to what's national. Okay, let me take this listener. Good morning.
Good morning. I know you are not hearing me.
You go on.
My name is Okenwa. I'm calling from Akpabio land. The analysis of that of death is too elementary. How can he be saying that there's no insecurity because he will go to party, people will go to market? Maybe because he's residing in Lagos. He doesn't know what other people residing in other states are happy. He said we'll go to, after the program, we'll go and gym or whatever. There's no insecurity because of that. I don't think if he has a son or a child that is a copper, and they send somebody like that to Sokoto, Zamfara, all those places, will he allow this guy to go there because of census? There are so many other things that are bothering us, not census for now.
The answer to the last caller is that there are coppers in Sokoto presently.
Even as we speak.
So which insecurity are we talking about? there are coppers all over local governments in Nigeria.
And now people, children, we then send to do youth corps.
So we keep painting this that we all live here. The whole world, there is nowhere in the world that is absolutely safe. And the reality is, today, all over Nigeria, people are getting married. Not only in Lagos. And they are going to have a party, no matter how small. So we cannot go about painting a figure of... Even students are in school.
As we speak.
All over the country.
And when a Nigerian complains, no further presence in my area, and you tell the fellow complaining, it's because you didn't give us a census of how many people you have in your place. You know, it will be like pouring oil on troubled waters. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Mr. Jones.
I greet you.
It's Chike calling back.
Chike, yeah.
I believe that it is people the region who manipulated the Nigerian population that are opposing this census. So just tell your guests to stop and ask and responding to them. And I want to advise the federal government to deploy security agents during that time, especially in those dangerous zones that have high level of insecurity. Period.
Okay.
That's what we do for elections.
Because during the elections,
we deployed
2 years
security.
ago, they were deployed.
And
the exercise went on smoothly.
This census is important. If census figure, like I said earlier, you want to do a naming ceremony. Let's even start from small naming ceremony. You are not going to prepare for 20 people when you know that as you are, your church members alone or your mosque members that are coming are 100
club members
or club members. So for planning, we need to know the figures.
If you have any engagement to get people there, tell one person, tell them, say, I beg, no tell another person. the whole place go there full.
Why do most people do parties now? Not only even in Lagos. And then they do access card because they want to control they budgeted for a certain number of people. And they don't want more than that.
Yeah.
That shows you how important, even in our daily lives, some people would not have more than 2 or 3 children because they want a number that they can work with.
Manage it.
That they can yes. So
all right, let me take the last but not least call. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome.
Stephen Jones, I want to tell you that my name is Ikem from Yanibaja. See, my own trouble is that if federal government will remove corruption away from this counting, it will be nice. Because what I experienced in this national ID card and voters card, like collecting money and registering people, I am sure that this thing will not happen. If it happens, Nigeria will not get this head count will not go well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. To me, let's begin to take it home.
You see,
the president has rejected a bill of 942 billion, almost a trillion, for the exercise, when we can indulge in cost-cutting measures. One of which he himself said, no, let's deploy youth corps to for the exercise.
Because the youth corps are already available in those locations.
That's it.
So, and the federal government is paying them. So let's use them. Of course, they will be giving allowances for that.
In addition to
the corps, they will be giving allowances for what they will do. And in areas where it is required, security will be provided by the federal government.
Yeah.
Because these numbers are essential. We saw how state governors were fighting over population as a very important element in sharing of VAT revenue. So let us get that number right. It is not nice that some states are generating so much, but because they do not have as people that have more population than them that are not generating as much as they are doing, are using that population to wipe a whole lot of this revenue to their side. So it is essential that we get this thing right for a balance in the country. You will not be happy if you are working in your state and your state is generating a high amount of revenue that you think your state governor should use for you, and then some other states are getting it because they said that they have X numbers of citizens, and majority of the X number of citizens are living in your own state. So it's important for, and then even apart from sharing of formula, it is important for planning. It is we that will complain that we do not have enough primary health centers. We do not have enough general hospitals. A whole lot of people don't go to general hospitals because when you go there, it's a full day affair.
It's like going to work.
It's like going to work. You'll be there from morning till evening because the hospitals are not enough for people to go other places. So all of us are just heading to one direction. But if the states, both at the federal and state level and local government level, know that okay, we have this many people around here, but instead of one general hospital, let us have 4, so that it reduces the workload or even the staff at those locations. So population is important, and we should see it as something that needs to be done well for the benefit of all of us.
Okay, in closing, let me say that in most countries, the census is conducted every 10 years at a minimum. And for the period between census takings, information collected from representative sample surveys can be used to provide population information, household surveys on agricultural production, manpower, health, housing, and transportation. Usually collect information on the characteristics of the population. So these data can be used for planning purposes as well. Okay. So the census is a desideratum. We need it. It's a necessary exercise in any country. We need to know how many people we are. To me, when you hear we are a country of 250 million, 220 million, 230 million, you don't know which one to pick.
Which we go to work with.
Are we up to 200 million? If we are, is it necessary to know the distribution? And so on and so forth. I want to thank you for your time. Let me thank Tumiolowe for your time too.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, we're done. When the exercise takes off, please ensure that you are counted. Bye-bye now. Good morning until Saturday.